Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. We are going to look at why Saint Vincent have extreme poverty, who placed us in it, and we are going to find solutions to try and get out of that extreme poverty. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon. And on Sundays, you should normally get your coffee. Get your Sunday lunch ready for an episode like this one. Hold on now. The wages for a construction laborer in St. Vincent is between 50 and $60 per day. They were paying $50 in St. Vincent. And when you went to Canaan, you was still getting the same $50. Which while you have to catch a ferry, go and come from Canaan, and you have to also rent a place over there. The investors came in and they built these massive villas, renting them out for millions, while the laborers that were born in St. Vincent gets the normal $50. And it doesn't even happen in Canaan alone, it happens in Beckwith, it happens in Mustique, it happens in Union Island and all the Grenadine Islands. And you often hear Mustique is the place for the rich and famous. Who is getting rich and famous? After NIS and tax, it doesn't even add up to $50 per day. This regime have been in power for about 20 years, and you want to tell me that was never changed? How many of you workers that worked in Mustique are now rich and famous? To some of those millionaires, $50 is like buying a peanut for $1. During the volcanic eruptions, the Musty company came out and they did their best. They helped out a lot of people. But I have a question for the Musty company. Who pays the wages of the employees? I remember that one time I used to work for a company, and they did not pay much. You was putting in a lot of hard work, and on end of months, they would have these massive parties, spending more than your salary in one night. So it was like you could have drink and eat more than your salary that same night. For example, you might have telecommunications companies in St. Vincent, but the managers are from first world countries overseas, and they pay the employees small monies. So most of the monies keep going out of the country by bulks, so nothing is being spent back in St. Vincent. So we have to find a way to make the money stay into St. Vincent. Once you work for a telecommunications company in St. Vincent, the least you should get is about $100 to $150 minimum. These companies are making millions. Everyone has a phone. Every minute someone is buying a data plan or putting on credit to make calls. People are even using phones more than eating in this time. And when I say 100 to 150, I am talking about on a daily basis. I know young girls who won't even get up to make 2 bakes on morning, but the first thing in their hand is their cell phone. So the regime needs to work out something with these companies. You have an inland revenue department. You know who is making the millions. You need to look to them and say, look, you can't be paying my Vincentian people these small wages and taking all of the money and carrying it out of the country. It is alleged that there is a lot of young people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on poor relief. Tell me something, hands walking properly, foot walking, and the man still on poor relief? Poor relief should be for the elderly. Those who worked with some companies that didn't take care of them and give them their severance pay. So that poor relief should come in handy to help them later on. You see, if you are going to school, no problem with getting a little assistance, because your parent might be very poor. But once you finish school, there must be something in a place that you can work and make your own money. There is a program they call the set program or something like that. And for my subscribers overseas, they say the set program was designed to help youths get experience when they go look for different jobs. A youngster finish college, they put in an application to be on the set program, then they put on a suit and tie. And then after when they leave the said program, they have to be home. What is the purpose of that when you still have to go back to teachers college if you want to be a real teacher? A lot of those monies are being invested in those programs. It is better to take them and open factories and industries and buy machines and teach the youths to operate the machines. So if they have to seek employment anywhere overseas, they would have already been equipped with the skills to help them. To the youths that aren't qualified to be in a suit and tie, stop focusing on suit and tie if you know you don't have the qualification. Learn skills with your hands. Sometimes you might even make more monies than university graduates. It have a lot of skills, men and women who could not read and write properly, who came and built houses, bought vehicles and land, and have money in the bank and opened their businesses. One of the biggest problems we have in St. Vincent is that we have too many pull strings. We have people in our society fighting for positions that they can't handle, mashing up the country. And some of them, when they get the pull strings, they don't even try to advance themselves. Right now, tourism in St. Vincent is failing because you have the wrong men in the wrong positions. One time, I saw Michael Jordan on the wind and sea. And I had to literally ask if that was the real Michael Jordan. So I was saying to myself, how come the regime never brought him to the mainland to do a speech at the college or something? That could have been a boost in our tourism sector. Because the world could have been looking in and saying, Michael Jordan went to a place called St. Vincent. We wanted to go there as well. There might be youths in the schools saying, I wanted to be like a Jordan and play professional basketball. Mr. Jordan, can you open some places here for us? The minister could have even asked him to set up a franchise in St. Vincent, a factory. So that our people could be employed to build the Nike shoes. Some of the government organizations needed to be reshuffled as well. You needed to put people where they are suited. For example, because a man might not a member of the regime, they might give him a work in a company that really needs a boost, that needs someone with a passion and drive. But because it's a pull string, he can't be replaced and nothing can't be said about him for him to do a better job. So the company keeps failing and failing. Then another government organization that is bringing in the money now has to stand that responsibility of helping out that other company pays wages. When you could have took somebody who could have actually done the job properly, and that company could have sustained itself. I told the regime that the fastest way out of extreme poverty is if we start canning everything. We cut down to sugar cane and we put it in pans. We go to the river, we catch two crawfish, two mullets, and we put them in a pan. They said that the AIA, which is the Argyle International Airport, was designed to create employment and boost St. Vincent's economy. Go out there now, you would see a lot of workers, and you have to wonder, how are those workers getting paid? Where is the income coming from? Just imagine you built a major project like that, and it is failing. It is taking more money than it is bringing in. That makes sense. Well, it's not better I did leave the old Joshua Airport. You see, the problem is you have men in position without a vision, men who can't do the work, especially in the tourism sector. You need to reshuffle that immediately. You see, when you leave, your legacy is going to be tarnished. That you created in 2001, you aren't going to be remembered for that. Before your regime took office, we was not in extreme poverty. So how did we get into extreme poverty then? Somebody has to accept responsibility. It means someone is not doing their job properly. All politicians in St. Vincent should be made to declare their assets every year in the public domain. And there are so many more things keeping us in extreme poverty that needs to be changed. With that being said, I just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent, the regional islands and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us during these difficult times. We thank you.